I appreciate you taking the time to explain your side of things. I understand that what you believe is not something you believe half-heartedly, which is expressed in how you react during conversations debating such things. It leads me to believe that you are a very passionate person, very intelligent, which is an awesome trait not a lot of people have, sadly. However, it causes me to wonder why you so passionately speak against belief in God, or my Christianity. If things are truly in fact as you believe, then why does it bother you so much? Why does it disturb you to let other people believe differently than you? If there is no end result to life as you claim, no consequences, we simply become nothing. Therefore, to complete your belief system, you should be okay with people believing what they want and live however they want. Because of what I believe and my own convictions and the sadness of people choosing sin, death, destruction, I believe there has to be a God, and his name is Jesus Christ, who will one day restore this earth to perfection. There will be justice. There will be no more death, no more pain, no more suffering for those who truly seek it. I do not expect to convert you. That's not what I'm here for. For I simply am called to share my beliefs and hope and pray that someday your eyes, your heart, will be opened to see the truth. I cannot, nor will I try to force you to see it. That is a matter between you and Christ. Therefore, since we know each other's beliefs, nor do we expect to convert to either belief, I see us simply being friends who have casual conversations about random topics. I think you are an awesome person no matter what you believe. I just pray someday you will find the true meaning of this life, and that there is a God, and there is an afterlife that you can be part of if you choose. Many blessings, and best wishes to you. You want to drop it? Well, alright. But first, let's just set the record straight. Don't you remember how we got started on this discussion? You were asking about my family. In trying to answer one of your questions, I mentioned my atheism. I mentioned it, that's all. I originally had no intention of discussing it. You had other plans. There is a joke among atheists. Knock knock. The atheists. Oh wait, I forgot. We don't bother you when you're sitting at home trying to relax. Never mind, just go back to what you were doing. The discussion almost never begins with us. I wouldn't say absolutely never, because there's no way I can know every single case. But observe that you were the one here who first suggested a little reading. It never crossed your mind before I mentioned it that I might have a little reading of my own to suggest, did it? Why then do you have to pretend like the discussion was my idea? Do I have a problem with you being religious? No. What I have a problem with is people confidently espousing as fact things I know to be dead wrong and demonstrably incorrect. Christianity is not older than Buddhism or Hinduism, and any public library can confirm this. What I have a problem with is the act of presenting erroneous sophistry as sound reasoning. Like, for example, when you equate no God belief with no consequences. How in the world do you figure that? Life most definitely has consequences, but they are here, in this world. Think about Thomas Edison for a moment. He invented the incandescent light bulb. Without this to read indoors, we would be stuck doing it during the day or by candlelight. We also wouldn't have the pixels that make up a computer screen, something this invention paved the way for. He also invented the phonograph, which opened the door for the record player, the CD player, the DVD-ROM, and the computer hard drive. These computers you use at work all day, can you imagine how different your job would be without these breakthroughs? What about Franklin Roosevelt? He contracted a case of polio, something you've never been a risk for. Why not? Because someone, somewhere along the line, developed a vaccine. That was a consequence of the life in question. The incandescent light bulb, the phonograph, the polio vaccine, these are consequences. Every life has consequences. Most of us don't get to be recognized by history, but no matter. Each life has an impact on the world. Each life touches other lives and affects how those lives touch others. What I have a problem with is propaganda. You tell me about atheists you dealt with whom you insist were just atheists because they've been mistreated, and I have the audacity to believe that I know a few things about these people you don't. In my days within the religious fold, I noticed a few things about the canon and doctrine which didn't seem to make sense. So I asked questions about them, and I was given responses which didn't seem very convincing, but I was under the impression that I was alone, or in a minuscule minority, and I knew that accepting these answers would make my authority figures happy. And I wanted to make them happy, so I went through the motions of accepting these explanations. I figured that maybe God would cause the explanations to make sense at some point. Maybe there was something wrong with me that was preventing me from understanding it properly. I just assumed that any time some aspect of the faith didn't seem to make sense, it was because I just didn't understand it. The only reason I believed this is because I honestly believed I was the only one who ever noticed these discrepancies. That's the impression I was under. This impression I was misled into. When I started hearing other people noticing them as well, I was surprised. As there came to me more and more, I realized that I was far from alone. I was overjoyed at that. But then it hit me. When they gave me the impression that I was alone, that was a lie. A lie I had been spoon-fed my entire life. All that time, all those years I had spent feeling alone, had been because of a lie. That pissed me off. That still pisses me off. It's the same way with all the atheists I've discussed this with. I dare to say, the doubters you know and have known, people who aren't all that atheists, but just have a few doubts about religion, are probably under the same impression, the same false impression. In the U.S. alone, atheists number more than 36 million. The last thing in the world any of us should feel is loneliness, yet we have, and we do. That's what sets me off so much.